We've just had a magnificent evening here. Some would call it a dedication. I call it more of a celebration. The completion of the neighborhood Ma'aleh HaZeitim on the Mount of Olives. 119 units. The last 60 units were completed a few months ago. The families moved in, and in the week of Yom Yerushalayim, on the day after, in fact, Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke about the indivisible Yerushalayim, united, staying in Jewish hands. We're celebrating the completion of this phenomenal and symbolic neighborhood. One has to remember that there was a lot of pressure to stop this neighborhood. The world said it would never happen. Arafat Yamach Shemoy said the only Jews he would ever allow on the Mount of Olives or in his Al-Quds are those who have been here for generations. He was referring to the dead Jews. Well, today there are Jews who are alive, running, jumping, living. This is the symbol of the victory of the Jewish people. Not only have we returned to the land, not only have we seen the ingathering of the exiles, but now we're seeing the sinews, the muscles that have suddenly come on the dry bones. Seeing tonight the hundreds of kids playing, jumping, laughing and singing, and the ministers, the Knesset speaker, the chief rabbi, speaking about the beauty of this neighborhood. That's symbolism. That is the return of the Jewish people, and I think it's also a stamp of approval on what Netanyahu said yesterday, that Jerusalem will stay in Jewish hands. You see, we have rights. Rights as the Jewish people. Our roots are here, our history, our heritage. As the indigenous people, we have returned home to the Mount of Olives. In fact, to any neighborhood in Jerusalem. We have rights to live anywhere, especially on old Jewish property that was owned first by Moshe Wittenberg, then by Kollel Chabad in Volin, then by the Moskowitz family, and today a thriving Jewish neighborhood. So Mazel Tov to everyone, Chag Sameach for Yom Yerushalayim, and may we see more Jewish neighborhoods like this built, not just here on the Mount of Olives, but in the Shimon HaTzadik neighborhood, also in Kfar HaTemanim in the old Yemenite village, and in the heart of Yerushalayim, the old Jewish quarter. So Toda Rabah, Chag Sameach to everyone.
Good evening. The property you are standing on has been owned by Jews since 1880. My husband purchased it from Chabad in 1990. In 1998, when 3 families moved into a small building on this property, people and governments all over the world went a bit crazy. The media from around the world attacked my husband for renting to those 3 families in East Jerusalem. There were front-page articles in Finnish, Spanish, and even Chinese newspapers expressing their shock and dismay. President Clinton sent Ambassador Albright to Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu to tell him to remove those families. Time magazine wrote an article condemning the move entitled, "Irving Who?" There were demonstrations and riots, and a large tent was erected to accommodate the protesters who were there 24 hours around the clock. What was the problem? These 3 families were not Muslim, not Christian, not Hindu, and not Buddhist. They were Jewish. This month we witnessed the reenactment of this behavior as a building which has been condemned as being unsafe was demolished to make way for a small Jewish community. It appears that the one place in the world where apartheid is applauded is East Jerusalem when Jews move into an Arab neighborhood. Today you see the result of that small beginning on Har Zeitim. Today there are many families living here, law-abiding, good citizens. They get up in the morning, go to work, cherish their children, pay their taxes, and serve in the forces, just as families do all over the world. And yes, they're Jewish. May this community continue to grow, and may it always be an integral part of Jerusalem. I thank with all my heart our partners Mati Dan, Nissim Hakshuri, Nachman Zoldan, and Yitzhak Hadiv, without whom this development would not have taken place. David Ben-Gurion said, "He who abandons his past forfeits his future." United Jerusalem is both our past and our future, and we will not abandon it. Thank you.